Okay, all the bushings and nuts fit into this smaller style tray with but just needs to be a little bit wider. You can see these things they're just, I don't know, maybe a 1/16 of an inch wider to give these a little room. And that'll be nice. And then this is my idea with the washers. Make some kind of a rack to hold them, and then drop them into a little U-channel somewhere. But I'm going to make this third tray first, and then kind of get an idea of how this might lay out inside of a box with the clamps and possibly the straps as well. I thought I'd show you how I glue these up. Just 3 Jorgensen clamps on the sides here, and then my Festool quick clamp on the end, and everything is just butt jointed together. You saw these other ones here. So I'll give this one about an hour and come back and clean up some of this glue on the inside, and then we will groove it like I did the other one here, and we'll see how they stack up. And then, okay, it's coming right along here. I got my third drawer, or third parts bin done, and that fits nicely on this one. I've got all my bushings and nuts you can see here. This one is just a hair wider than the other, but that's no big deal. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do here yet. If I want to create some kind of a spacer block back here to keep this from sliding around, because this might be something I want to transport. But here's what I'm looking at. So these are 4 inches tall. This is just under probably 3 5/8 to the top of this. So I may come up with another, just cut a 1/2 inch piece of plywood with a groove in it to sit on top of here to keep things from bouncing around, because these could bounce out. I've got room back here. Let me slide this way. Let's just say this is flush to the outside here. Then I've got room for my washers alongside like that, and I'm going to keep them on this carrying stick, I guess. And what I'll do is build 2 brackets in here. Well, first of all, this will be a divider wall, but in that divider wall I'll have that U-channel I was talking about to drop these into. Another divider out here that it'll drop into, so they can't slide off, and then I'll figure out some way to keep them from coming up. So that'll work out well. And then on the end I'll have another space for my band clamps, wrenches, and the original corners. Okay, I actually laid out a full-size drawing here of what I want to do. So it's got the 3 compartments. In the back one here will be all the nuts and bolts and bushings. Then a divider. Then, well, let's see. First of all, I'm going to put these in here so you can see where they're going. These are the original clamps. They'll be sitting in here like this. Something like that. Then the clamps, or the clamp corners, I guess, will sit in here like so. In here go the, oh, sorry. Then you got another divider, and then in this compartment will go the 2 band clamps, like so. And I think that's it. Yeah. Oh no, and then I've got the washers are going to sit in that cradle back here in this compartment. So I'll have to make 2 U-channels in these 2 dividers to hold that dowel rod in place. Okay. So I'm set to go. Now the dimensions, I don't know if you caught this or not earlier. The dimensions are going to be 15 and an eighth by 8 and an eighth, and I had to keep in mind that I was using this as my inside edge. I've got to add the width of the plywood here and the width of the plywood out here. So taking that measurement from here, this point to there is 15 and an eighth. Here to there, 8 and an eighth. 4 inches high, or no, I'm going to go probably 4 and an eighth high on the side walls. Just so I got a little breathing room in there. So I've got to add the 2 thicknesses of the bottom. So 5 and an eighth for the all the side pieces will be 5 and an eighth. Okay, ready to rock and roll. Top, bottom, 2 sides, front, back, and my 2 dividers. So now it's just a matter of laying out where all these cuts are going to go and putting it together. Well, I am over the top pleased with this build. This is just fantastic. I'm not done yet, but I got my washer shish kebab here. That's a nice friction fit. That won't slide around. I may end up doing something here with, I don't know, maybe a little pin just to be sure that it doesn't go anywhere. But for now, it fits beautifully. My other clips, the metal clips, are underneath there. Here are all my wooden corner blocks. My bolts. Oh, I gotta get that out of the way. I think what I'll end up doing here is making a riser block in there to take up this space so that this stuff doesn't bounce out. I'll just measure this distance from here to there, you know, minus a little bit. Bring those up so that they stay captured in there. Band clamps fit in this compartment perfectly. And then my lid slides in as of now. I don't have anything glued together, so usually when you do something like this and you're not glued up, it's gonna work pretty well. But it does slide pretty nice. So I have to cut this to length. I'll have a little bit of work to do as far as fitting that, but that is gonna be fantastic. Alright, I just got done sanding this. Everything went pretty well. I had to tear out in one, and this corner right here. But the thing I wanted to show you was, I haven't opened it up yet, but I've had it flipped over on its side, on its front, on its back, all over the place. So let's just see how the contents stayed, if they stayed put, I guess. Not too bad. Just the nuts got a little out of control here, I guess. The nuts went a little nuts. Not bad though, I'll take that. Get that one back up where it belongs. There. All the bushing stayed in place. This stayed in place, my shish kebab. So that looks good. All right. One last thing to do. All right, let's take one last look at it. Everything is sanded and feels good. That's going to be nice. So I got my band clamps in this end along with the wrenches. I decided not to put them up there. And I still haven't done anything with this yet, but that's neither here nor there. If you build something like this, you can come up with your own solution there. That is the best box I've ever made, I believe. And one thing I will tell you that not that I regret, but I wish I hadn't done it, I guess. I glued the sides in here, or these dividers. All I needed to do was put the glue here in the tongue and groove. I added glue to the bottom of these as well, and that did nothing but create a mess for me. Putting it together, you know, they kind of move around, the glue gets smeared everywhere. So just kind of a heads up on that one. Just glue the tongue and groove. Plenty of strength there to hold it, and you don't need that bottom edge of this glued to the bottom of the box. There's just no need for it. So that's the only thing that I would change. Thanks for watching.